What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we've already fired up the Beetle and put in fresh 5 liters of non-ethanol 94. It does run on 91. I was getting 94 at the time, so we put 94 in it. So we'll put fresh fuel filters in it. So now what we're going to do is do the first oil change, but before that we're going to do the valve adjustment. So it's best to do valve adjustment when the engine is stone cold. So I'm going to do that, fire it up, warm it up, drain the oil, put oil back in it, and we'll discuss the engine setup that it's currently in, and I'll show you around the car, the interior and the whole thing, and then maybe we'll discuss future plans, not for this year because we have other things going on, but something that I'd like to get done on this in the future. All right, let's get into it. Yeah, I painted these wheels a couple years ago, and the paint that I used ended up being, it was a wheel paint, but it shot a bunch of crap out of the can. So then at that point I was committed, I just shot it. And so one of these days when I have time, I'm going to sand them down and redo the white. One thing I'm considering doing, because there's the rubber on the running board and the rubber here, and I still have to put these vents back in, and still missing a emblem. And you can see I painted the mirror, and I painted the headlight surrounds. So what I'm thinking of doing is finishing off this black and blue theme, painting the handles and the chrome strips, and down there. I'm thinking about doing and when I get this emblem, do that in black as well. So just do a black and blue theme, and let me know in the comments if you think black dishes on the wheels. These are Motegi wheels. That's how I roll. Different strokes for different folks. I'm thinking about doing a black dish with a white face rim. I don't know if I'll lose the depth of the wheel or if I add depth to the wheel, because I don't know if I've ever really paid attention much to black dishes. Like usually they're polished, right? You know, and maybe the effect might be that it makes the rim look smaller and gives it a less big wheel look. So I don't know, something to think about. For now, we're just gonna throw these back on because we got a lot of things on our plate at this moment. Just want everything rolling, but maybe that'll be the next, or that'll be something that I'll do soon down the road. But let me know what you think. Do some valve adjusting. So I did these J-tubes, which I regret, because I'm sure they added a little bit of power, but I had to, you give up your heating. And when you're traveling with ladies all the time, and you know, also myself, I don't mind a little comfort, you lose that comfort of heat. Oh, I forgot a rag, look at it. Oh, your heat, and I actually find the stock Beetle heat from the heater boxes to be pretty sufficient, because we do a lot of highway for the most part, or a lot of, like, we don't live in the city, so the engine's moving and shaking, so it's creating a decent amount of heat, which you know, the heat's actually pretty sufficient. And then the engine was stock. In terms of the bottom end, it was a 1585 cc, and I had these big valve heads with little ports, and I put dual carbs on it. They're 40 mil dual cadrons, so I had a little bit of pep, but I mean, you know, slightly better than stock. And then so I could get a little more horsepower, because that's always the disease, I just wanted more power. So I had some used slip-in 87 mil pistons, which are 1.5 mil bigger. So I threw those in there, which makes it a 1641. While the heads were off, I ported and polished the airways and exhaust behind the valves, and then I also ported and polished the downdraft intake manifolds from the carb to the cylinder head. Then I put these J tubes on. It already had this header, and then I made a little exhaust here for it. So I had a header, so I put the J tubes in. It picked up like quite a bit. It made it spunky, but that feels pretty good actually. Let me get the yeah. So still stock cam and stock crank. It has heavy duty valves in it, I think. So we're gonna adjust the valves to 6 thousandths of an inch, or 6.006, whatever that is. So this needs just a. They're not too bad actually. The intake valve is good. Exhaust valve needs a little adjustment, but she is really actually not that bad. Actually, look at that. Actually pretty good. I'm gonna leave those. Those are at 6 thousandths cold, which is good. Yeah, so it did make it quite spunky. You're still limited on RPM because of the stock crank, and the stock cam won't make more power up there anyway. So like, you know, once you hit 4,000 RPM, it's the party's over. Which I'll take you guys for a little ride along, you'll see. But I regret doing this because it's lose the heat, and that little bit of comfortability would make it nice when we're going on family cruises. Now it's okay, so we're going to rotate the engine now to cylinder number 2. So we're going to have to do a cylinder number 2 is, and this is over here. And we'll check with the feeler gauge. Let's close her up. So just perfect. Okay, so while I got the engine oil draining, let's talk about the Beetle. Yeah, so 1641, like I said. Big valve head, so it's 40 mil intake, 35.5 exhaust. Oversized pistons to make it a 1641. Those are dual 40 mil cadrons that need to be cleaned. Ported heads, ported intake manifold, heavy duty valve springs. And I think those, I got the car with those heads on it, so it's not like I bought, you know, I got the car as a driving car, but it was running like crap, and there was all sorts of issues, and the case was no good. But these heads are like almost new on there. So, and I had a stock carb, so I sort of put together a little something. It's a ex-California car, so it was pretty good shape considering when I restored it. I'll do a montage video so that you guys can see how I got it and the whole process. It's gonna be a bunch of stills, but that'll be coming up in 3 or 4 videos from now. So when I got it, it was plasti dipped in a dark blue. I returned it to the original color that this car came in, which is Marina Blue, or Marina Blau, however you want to say it, blau blau to the Germans. Yeah, so I returned it to that. This is a 74. So with 74s, you have the newer Beetles, right? You have the air vents, you have those big, huge tail lights that stick out. You would have turn signals up here, and obviously you would have big rubber bumpers. So I shaved the turn signals, shaved the bumpers. It's all welded, which you guys all see in the video. These are headlights for a Jeep Wrangler. They're LED with a halo, and the halo housing is also the turn signal. The suspension, so the front beam is narrowed 2 inches. So it has all the corresponding parts. Front rotor like disc conversion, because it used to be 4-wheel drum, so now it's got front discs. Still just manual brakes, not power assisted. It has drop spindles, which are I think 2.5 inch, and the beam is adjustable. So I'm pretty sure, right now it's hard to tell because the car is jacked up, so there's a little bit of clearance, but this sits about here. So I would say we're probably maybe 4 inches lower than stock. So other than those mods to the body, otherwise the rest is stock. I'm still missing a trim here, which I don't really understand. Someone must have done something. This has like oversized holes, so I have yet to figure out how to do that. And what I might do is eliminate it because of the mishap. I'm gonna have to repaint the front end anyway, so I might just fill those and just not have a strip there, and maybe I'll just do like a black VW symbol there. I don't know yet. We'll figure it out when we get there. So the story is that I parked this at a storage unit. Okay, so the story goes is that I went to go pick up my camper, and well, long story short, it was parked beside my brother-in-law's camper. His is a 5th wheel, and I had parked it really close. So it was a windy day, and for whatever reason, the plate off of his 5th wheel hitch fell in the wind, landed here, scraped down here, hit the fender there, and then slid off. So I was pretty heartbroken because I painted this myself in here, and it was like maybe a year after the paint job, but what are you gonna do? Things happen, so I just gotta repaint the front end. So yeah, I might fill these holes in, we'll see. Another bummer. In Calgary, there's a crap load of stones on the road, and the front of this Beetle has just taken a lot of shots, and I took a little stone chip there, and it was minor. It was like a little dot. I'm like, okay, we escaped that, no problem. And I thought, you know, this window is actually pretty robust, because when I replace these seals, I'm hitting this with a mallet in my, like, not this. I was hitting this with a mallet and this with my palms, just giving her, never broke. That little chip happened, and then one day when I was exiting out of the driveway, how the body, like the rigidity, like when it was twisting off of the thing, cracked that. So I put the, I think these are for the dune buggies. So I put these lights on because they're slimmer. Wifey made the flat sticker there. So I had a header system and I put those J-tubes on like I already said. And then I just welded a glass pack, what's it called, cherry bomb. So I just cut and welded that because I had a little kind of restrictive exhaust in it. Go onto the interior. So the interior is not 100% complete, but it's fairly complete, I would say. So what we did was, this is a later style Beetle, so this had the rubber dash cover. When you remove the cover, it's just like the earlier Beetles, except that I had a bunch of holes for the rubber dash. So I welded and filled all those spots, and then you know, bondoed, sanded, whatever, and then repainted. So yeah, painted that, painted the interior of the doors. I still haven't got new windows yet, but that's something I plan to do. I don't really know what to do with this yet. These are black. I might just keep them. The interior was like a gray black mix, so I thought it'd be cool. It'd be fun. The cars being this light blue. That'd be more interesting if it was a light color interior. It'd be more fun. So we went to the cream color interior. I know a lot of guys like to convert to, because you can remove these headrests and make it like a little short seat. I actually don't mind the headrests. It's fine with me. I don't mind it. So we put a new headliner in, all matching, so the whole interior kit. And then I did the oatmeal carpets, because I figured that would suit the interior theme, which I like. We added to the basket. This is a flat 4 steering wheel with a project of this scale for me to go through it. And in that video where I do the montage, and you'll see it's a lot of work, especially for me to take on. Learning Beetles, they're a bit different and weird, and so I was like learning on the fly. The Concept One guys were really helpful. Curtis and Ken, they were great to give me advice and steer me in the right direction. We lined the back as well, did the seats. We got the brown Wolfsburg seat belts as well, which were pretty fun. I think it looks cool. So you can see them there. Just, I mean, the color and everything is just so nice, and like steel, and it's just love it. So good. Be nice if they had something for like the front, and so that we can get rid of these guys and have something similar, like a. But yeah, that's what it is. My wife helped me do the headliner, so she did a great job. She's artistic and talented, and so she's awesome. She's a get it done type of woman, hands on. So obviously I'm very lucky to have her. This is one of her belts, and when we were like, this would have had big, I think I threw them out, big rubber like handles / armrests. We decided we kept the same mounting points, and we just cut one of her belts, and we threw a couple screws in. Eventually I'm gonna put better screws in here. All we did was we cut the belt longer, and because it's, you know, fairly stiff leather, so as you pull these two ends together, it makes this natural handle. Screw it in, this handle stays there, and it's enough for opening and closing the door. I'll show you the headlights. So going to LED headlights, you get way better lighting, and you could tell, like at night when you turn on the headlights, you could tell like that the stock halogens were such a draw on the system. So these, nice and bright. So you see the halos there, and if you hit the signal, then the halo turns into your signal light. So it worked out pretty good as a solution to get rid of the big bulky turn signal that goes up there. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And you have yourselves a good day. Take it easy.